BITS supports entrepreneurship and innovation spirit among its students and faculty. I am happy to inform you that this year, a fabrication laboratory sandbox has been set up in our campus. This facility aims to support the students to convert their creative ideas into innovative products. Sandbox Lab has facilities such as 3D printers, 3D scanner, laser cutter, prototyping boards, apart from the routine measuring instruments and basic workshop tools. As Vice Chancellor already mentioned, through a fund support from DBT, the campus is in the process of expanding its incubation infrastructure using a funding from DBT BIRAC through a BioNest facility. This facility will support startups in the area of healthcare and environmental engineering. In September 2016, students organized the annual National Entrepreneurship Summit named Coalescence, which also saw more than 20 startup teams vying for the top positions. Research and innovation is one of the important pillars of BITS-Pilani. The campus has significantly enhanced its R&D capability by way of securing a good number of sponsored research projects during 2016 and 17. A total of 37 new sponsored projects worth rupees 12.9 crore have been received by the faculty of Goa campus. I am very happy to say that this is about 42% of the total grants received in the university as a whole, which makes me very proud of my faculty. Of these, 9 projects worth rupees 2.48 crore is from industry. 3 major international projects worth rupees 1.3 crore were received during the year in collaboration with Caltech USA, Cranfield University UK, and GIZ Germany. We are grateful to the funding agencies such as Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, SCRB, DST, ISRO, DAE, DBT, ICAR, Tata Trust, Ciplo Biotech, Hitachi India, Deccan Fine Chemicals, and EIGS Germany for their confidence in our faculty capabilities and actively supporting our research efforts. I'll just read out some of the names of my faculty, though the full details are given in those who contributed this important growth that we made in the last 1 year. Dr. Srinivas Krishnaswamy from Department of Chemical Engineering, Ashima Saukat from Chemical Engineering, Dr. Ramshankar Patel, Department of Physics, Utpal Roy from Biological Sciences, Dr. Nanda Kumar from the Department of Physics, Dr. Nitin Sharma, Department of EEE, Dr. Dhanunjaya from the Department of Mathematics, Dr. Kundan Kumar from the Department of Biological Sciences, Dr. Jagadanambi from Chemical Engineering, Dr. Malabika Biswas from Biological Sciences, Dr. Debashish Das from Computer Science, Dr. Bhavana from Chemistry, Dr. Mainak Banerjee from Chemistry, Dr. Amrita Chatterjee from Chemistry, Dr. Sunil Band from Chemistry, Dr. Raghunath Behra of Chemistry, Dr. Neena Govias of Computer Science, Dr. Amrita Chatterjee from Chemistry, Dr. Gaurav Singh of Mechanical Engineering, Dr. Jaydevan from Chemistry, Dr. Kannan from Chemistry, Dr. Praveen Singru from Mechanical Engineering, Dr. Prashant Das from Physics, Dr. Prasanna Kumar from Mathematics, Dr. G.C. Samantha of Mathematics, Dr. Debashish Patnaik of Economics, Dr. Meenakshi Raman of Humanities, Dr. Srikanth Mutnuri of Biological Sciences, Dr. Manjare of Chemical Engineering, Dr. Sachin Vaigankar of Mechanical Engineering. So let us give a big hand to all these people who have contributed to this. Since 2011, researchers from Goa campus have authored more than 700 research publications. So far, 44 PhD students have graduated from Goa campus, and the number of PhD students currently registered is about 200. We are looking at doubling this number of PhD students in the next 3 years. This year, 3 patents have been filed by the faculty and student inventors. The people who contributed, the faculty members who contributed to these patents are Dr. Sunil Band, Dr. Halan Prakash, along with his PhD scholars Priyadarshini Parak and Gokula Krishna Subramanian from the Department of Chemistry, Dr. Panzade Prasad from Aditya Birla Science and Technology Company who collaborated with us, Dr. Praveen Singru along with his students Rachana Shetty, Satish Pujari and Atul Bhargava Mistry who contributed to these patents. Some of our faculty members are regularly invited by reputed universities in India and abroad to give talks in their fields of expertise and also to collaborate with their researchers. Faculty members have brought laurels to this campus through their academic and research endeavors. Once again, you may refer to my full report for the details. Our achievements in teaching and research have been made possible with the untiring efforts and dedication of my faculty colleagues and the support provided by the staff. I take this opportunity to acknowledge the same and applaud their contributions. We were fortunate to have several distinguished scientists and dignitaries visiting the campus to give talks and work out collaborations with us. A team of European Union delegation representing France, Germany, Denmark, Norway, Sweden, and Italy visited the campus in September 2016 as part of the efforts to enhance research and innovation cooperation between India and Europe. The names of the distinguished visitors are available again in my printed report. We regularly host international and national workshops and conferences. During the year 2016-17, Goa campus organized 24 such events. A large number of participants from India and abroad took active part in these workshops, seminars, and conferences. Our students have always enjoyed a pride of place in our success. Apart from winning summer internship opportunities abroad out of their own initiatives, a large number of them also participate in various competitions and win accolades. My job has been made simpler by Vice Chancellor, where he has mentioned some of the achievers from Goa campus. It's nice to hear the names from the Vice Chancellor Mauti himself, but let me repeat some of the names because it is the day of the graduating students. So I think a repetition will not, I think it's okay. So let me in brief mention and then acknowledge the contributions of these people. Ambarish Rathi, who went for a 6-month-long research internship in Netherlands. Devansh Raj worked as an intern at the Max Planck Institute in Germany. Rachit Gupta received the Mitax Global Scholarship for working in the University of Manitoba. Sai Rutvik, Advait Balaji, Valyappan, and Piyush Dhingra presented a paper at Milan, Italy. Amit Agarwal's research paper was accepted in a student research competition. Debabrata Moitra was a co-author of a poster paper which won the second prize in the Symposium of Recent Advance in Chemical Sciences. Mihir Nayak, Rishi Raj Grande won the novice finals of the team event held in Bangalore. 7 of our students were selected for the prestigious Young Leaders program of the Indian School of Business in 2016. And also already mentioned, Aviditho Chakravarti made big headlines when he topped CAT 2016 with a 100 percentile score, beating 2.3 lakh applicants. Vice Chancellor mentioned the achievements of our students through Drone Nation. Recently, you must have also heard the news about the participation of Goa campus students along with their friends from other BITS campuses being part of a team, the only team from India and one of the 2 from Asia, selected to build and race their Hyperloop pod on the SpaceX track in USA later this month. Apart from their scholastic records, students of Goa campus are actively involved in various extracurricular activities. 3 festivals, namely WAVES, the Cultural Festival, Quark, the Techno Management Festival, and SPREE, the Sports Festival, are all organized by the students at the All India level with a host of interesting and challenging events. Students also demonstrate their sensitivity to the needs of the society by organizing social service activities through 2 forums, Nirman and Abhigyan. Some of the activities they do is very special to the BITS students. Again, as already mentioned, you all know Goa is a fun-loving state and known as a football-loving state. The achievement of BITS-Pilani KK Birla Goa campus football team getting into a registration and leading to the 2nd division and the league is something quite worthy of note. BITS-Pilani is an important stage of growth. All the faculty, staff and students at the Goa campus are geared up to meet the challenges of achieving our Vision 2020. The growing profile of achievements of our faculty and students, increased national and international focus on collaboration, together with the dynamic leaderships of our Chancellor Sri Kumar Mangalam Birla and Vice Chancellor, make us absolutely confident of reaching greater heights in terms of educational, scientific, and technological excellence in the years to come. Once again, I acknowledge the contributions made by faculty, staff, and students in this journey towards excellence. Dr. Ramachandra Guha, thank you very much for accepting our request to be the chief guest today. We look forward to hearing your address. My dear graduating students, As you prepare yourself to make the transition to the world out there, you may be filled with some anxiety, little uncertainty, and hopefully full of enthusiasm and energy. Remember, only you have the power to decide what your future will be like. You have to make the right choice to be a happy person. Seize the next opportunity as it comes. Stay open to trying something new and create things that will make all of us proud. I wish you the very best. Thank you.
It's a huge privilege and honor for me to introduce our chief guest. Dr. Ramchandra Guha is a historian and biographer who studied at the Doon School, graduated from St. Stephen's College, Delhi with a bachelor's in economics, master's in economics from the Delhi School of Economics, doctoral studies at IIM Kolkata on the social history of forestry in Uttarakhand, focusing on the Chipko movement. He has taught at Yale and Stanford, held the Arrhenius Chair at the University of Oslo, and been the Indo-American Community Visiting Professor at the University of California at Berkeley. During 2011-12, he served as the Philip Roman Professor of History and International Affairs at the London School of Economics. His books include A Pioneering Environmental History, The Unquiet Woods, University of California Press, 1989, and an award-winning social history of cricket, A Corner of a Foreign Field, Picador, 2002. India After Gandhi, Macmillan Echo Press, 2017, was chosen as a Book of the Year by The Economist, The Washington Post, The Wall Street Journal, The San Francisco Chronicle, Time Out, and Outlook, and as a Book of the Decade in the Times of India, Times of London, and The Hindu. His most recent book is Gandhi Before India, Kanaf, 2014, which was chosen as a notable Book of the Year by the New York Times. Apart from his books, Dr. Guha also writes a syndicated column that appears in 6 languages in newspapers with a combined readership of some 20 million. His books and essays have been translated into more than 20 languages. The New York Times has referred to him as perhaps the best among India's non-fiction writers. Time magazine has called him Indian democracy's preeminent chronicler. Ramchandra Guha's awards include the Leopold Heide Prize of the American Society of Environmental History, the Daily Telegraph Cricket Society Prize, the Malcolm Adideshia Award for Excellence in Social Science Research, the Ramnath Goenka Prize for Excellence in Journalism, the Sahitya Academy Award, and the R.K. Narayan Prize. In 2008, and again in 2013, Prospect magazine nominated Guha as one of the world's most influential intellectuals. In 2015, he was awarded the Fukuoka Prize for contributions to Asian studies. In 2014, he was awarded an honorary doctorate in the humanities by Yale University, and in 2009, he was awarded the Padma Bhushan. It's a privilege, and it's a great pleasure for me to invite Dr. Ramchandra Guha to deliver the convocation address.
Professor Bhattacharya, Professor Raghurama, faculty, family, and above all, students of the graduating class. When I was invited for this convocation, I accepted for 2 reasons. The first was that I grew up in a lovely sub-Himalayan town called Dehradun, where my father worked in the Forest Research Institute. And every summer, when I would return from Delhi University for the holidays, I would hang out with a group of friends who were children of other scientists in the Forest Research Institute. And there were some from the IITs, some from the NDAs, but the most interesting students in that campus were from BITS-Pilani. So it brought back memories of my childhood, hanging around with, doing things, interesting and unorthodox. And the other reason was even more personal, is that after my wife and I got married 33 years ago, we spent our honeymoon in Goa. Goa was a very different place then. It still had much more Portuguese influence. Thankfully, the Portuguese influence still remains. So I was very pleased to come here. And I was thinking about what I would speak about. And I thought I'll say a little bit about our country. Not only because it is my country and your country, not only because now that you have graduated from BITS Goa, you'll go out you'll discover a less sheltered, a more complex, a more interesting and a more challenging work environment than you found here, but also because I am a historian and sociologist of India, and I have spent the last 35 years of my life trying to understand this complex and often exasperating country. And I've written books on cricket, on the environment, on politics, on Gandhi, on democracy, and so on. And I want to just distill from what at least I have learned some features of our country. The first is its diversity. I want to essentially introduce you to three aspects of India, which make it, in my view, the most interesting country in the world, also sometimes the most exasperating. We are, I have said in my writings, we are the most reckless political experiment in the world. Never before was a country so diverse, united, and never before was a country so poor and largely illiterate run as a political democracy. So I want to, as you go out into the world, you've come from where you study. Say you've come from some town or city in some part of India. You've been thrust into the environment in BITS, which is intellectually challenging, but also an enclosed world. And now you're going to go out and discover this complex, exasperating country. So the first feature that marks India out, indeed from any other country in the world, is its diversity. It is absolutely the most diverse country in the world, and this diversity has many aspects. So the most obvious is religious. Australia considers itself a Christian country. We have more Christians than Australia. When we were born 70 years ago, we were also separated on the basis of religion, but India has almost as many Muslims as Pakistan. We have more Sikhs, more Parsis, more Jains than any other country in the world. So the religious diversity is absolutely extraordinary. Of course, you'll see it in a place like Goa, where the history of Christianity goes back 600 years. You could go to Kerala, and the history of Islam goes back 1500 years. But also the linguistic diversity. When I travel overseas, and I speak on Indian politics or Indian society, Exhibit A is the Indian rupee note, which has the denomination 5, 10, 50, 500, and so on, written in 17 languages, indeed 17 different scripts. Then the aesthetic diversity, the ecological diversity. I started life as an ecological historian, and my first book was on the Himalaya. Now, we have some of the highest mountains in the world, but we also have some of the most arid deserts. We have a glorious and diverse coastline, but we also have rich tropical forests. So the ecological diversity, the technological diversity. You are an institute of technology and science. Now we still have Stone Age hunter-gatherers in some parts of the Andamans, and of course we have nuclear missiles. Then something that of course, all of us should glory in is a culinary diversity. When you travel overseas, I mean, nothing insults India more than to eat Indian food overseas. Because either it's tandoori chicken, or that's all of North Indian cuisine is reduced to tandoori chicken, and all of South Indian cuisine is reduced to dosa and upma. Right. Now, so the diversity is absolutely extraordinary. Ecological, cultural, culinary, aesthetic, musical. I'm a lover of Indian classical music. So you have classical music, folk music, and so on and so forth. Religious, linguistic. So the diversity is something which we take for granted. But we should not take for granted. Because by taking it for granted, we don't experience enough of it. When I was young, when I was your age, I used to play cricket. And I used to travel with my college cricket team all over India. Then I started doing research, and I did field work. So I started discovering my country. Then I became established. I wrote books. I became moderately well known. And one of the professional hazards of an Indian academic becoming moderately well known, a hazard I warned all the BITS faculty against, is you get too many foreign invitations. So you're traveling abroad all the time, which is nice, but you forget your country. So between the ages of 30 and 50, the diversity I was exposed to was overseas. And I took a decision some years ago, enough. I don't need to attend so many international conferences. Let me rediscover my country. So I began 2017 by visiting 8 states. So I went to Kerala, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Gujarat, even Nepal, Bengal, and often on the road, not from 35,000 feet above. So I think the diversity of India is something absolutely special, extraordinary, and it surprises and staggers and educates and enriches you every time you encounter it afresh. So please, students, try and experience that in what you go around. The second aspect of India, which I'll say the least about, is its depth, its civilizational depth. We are a young nation, soon to celebrate 70 years of independence 2 days from now, but we are an ancient civilization. And it's a civilization with very deep philosophical, spiritual, artistic, and musical traditions. Sometimes this is obliterated because we live in the present. So what we see is the latest film, the latest gadget, the latest YouTube video, the latest WhatsApp forward, and so on. So we don't recognize the extraordinary depth of our philosophical, aesthetic, spiritual, cultural, and musical traditions. And that sometimes continues. In this auditorium, with our privileged background, with our elite education, we don't see the depth. But ordinary Indians experience it all the time. The great Kannada writer U.R. Ananthamurthy once remarked that the difference between an Indian writer and a British writer is this, or a Western writer is this. Let's say if you are I suppose some of you read fiction, if you're a young British writer today, you are a contemporary of Ian McEwan, Julian Barnes, Hilary Mantel, and so on, Jeffrey Archer. But you're not a contemporary of Chaucer or Shakespeare, because that world is lost to you. But an Indian writer today is a contemporary of Kalidasa and of U.R. Ananthamurthy. Because India lives, Ananthamurthy said. Ananthamurthy had a wonderful way with epigrammatic remarks. In a few words, he would capture some of the most, say some really insightful things in a few words. He once said, India lives simultaneously in the 12th century and the 21st century. To which I would add a postscript. India lives simultaneously in the 12th century and the 21st century and all the centuries in between. So you have the diversity, you have the depth, and finally you have the democracy. We, at independence, decided to adopt universal adult franchise. This had never been done before. Every country had adopted democracy in stages. Throughout the Western world, first only rich men had the vote. A little later, educated men were also granted the vote. After a long struggle, working class men were granted the vote, and after an even longer struggle, women were granted the vote. In some parts of Switzerland, women could not even vote till 1971. India, on the other hand, adopted universal adult franchise at once. And this was largely the work